The flickering light from the kerosene lamp cast shadows across her face as she stared at the man in her doorway. Emily Hartman, 46 and widowed for 3 long winters, felt a spark she thought had been buried with her husband. The stranger was bleeding, his flannel shirt ripped from a knife slash, rain dripping from his wide-brimmed hat onto her farmhouse floor. "Please," he rasped, voice like thunder over the plains. "My truck broke down in the storm. Just need a place till it passes." She should have turned him away, a woman alone on a remote ranch in Montana, miles from the nearest town. But those eyes, not just pleading, something more raw. "You can dry off by the stove," she found herself saying. Luke Harlan stepped inside, and the wind howled the door shut behind him. Neither knew that in 48 hours, their worlds would shatter, that a forbidden passion would ignite in the Montana downpour, unearthing secrets that could ruin them both. What happens when a mother's hidden grief meets a drifter's haunted past? Emily's hands trembled as she warmed coffee on the wood stove, not from the chill survived Montana's brutal seasons. It was him, the way he filled her empty kitchen like he'd always been there, stirring spaces hollowed out by loss. "Shirt off," she said, avoiding his gaze. "That cut needs tending." Luke paused, then shrugged off the soaked fabric. Emily's breath hitched. His torso was etched with scars, old fights, bar brawls, the marks of a life on the edge. But his eyes, gray as storm clouds, pierced her, making her feel seen, not just a forgotten ranch widow. "You out here by yourself?" he asked as she swabbed the wound with antiseptic. 3 years now. Her touch was steady, practice for mending her husband's injuries from ranch work. But this crackled with unspoken energy. "My husband died, his heart gave out in the fields. And you? Kin." Luke's face hardened. "None left that want me." She wrapped the bandage in silence, hyper-aware of his warmth, the scent of rain and leather. When she pulled back, their eyes locked, a silent acknowledgement of mutual isolation. Or was it desire? "Got some chili heating," she said abruptly. "Not fancy, but it'll do." They sat at her worn oak table, the storm raging outside. Emily watched him eat, noting his cautious manners, eyes always scanning like a man expecting trouble. "What dragged you out of this mess?" she asked. "Tracking someone. Old buddy from the oil fields." Luke studied her. "You ever know a Ben Hartman?" Emily's fork clattered. Her face paled. "What did you say?" "Ben Hartman. About 25, sandy hair, hazel eyes like yours. We rigged together in North Dakota for months." "Ben." It escaped as a whisper. "That's my son." Luke froze. "Your son? He left 2 years back for work. Haven't heard a word." Her voice cracked. "Is he alive?" "Last I saw ya. But we split during a crew fight, guys with grudges showed up. I barely escaped." Emily wept then, tears of hope mingled with dread. Without thinking, Luke reached across, his rough hand enveloping hers. Warm, grounding. "I'll find him," he vowed. "That's why I'm headed north to track Ben and fix what went wrong." Emily gazed at this stranger who'd touched her boy's life, who'd braved danger for him. Gratitude swelled, but beneath it, something fiercer stirred. "The guest room's drafty," she said. "You can bunk by the fire." Luke nodded, words failing him. He'd been dodging shadows for months, outrunning debts and enemies. But here, in this cozy ranch house with this resilient woman, he felt a rare calm. As Emily climbed the stairs to her bedroom, Luke unrolled his sleeping bag by the hearth. Upstairs, he heard her settling in. Staring at the ceiling, he wondered, what kind of fool lusts after his best friend's mom? The kind starved for connection, maybe. The kind who sees his own emptiness mirrored in her. Emily stirred before dawn, descending quietly. Luke sat by the embers, dressed, lost in thought. "Sleepless night?" she asked. "Not much for rest lately." She brewed coffee in the dim light, studying his profile, rugged jaw, the face of a survivor. "Tell me about Ben," she urged. Luke's expression softened. "He bragged on you daily. Said his mom was the toughest in Montana, holding the ranch together. Planned to strike big in oil and come back to ease your load. Fool kid. But she smiled. He doesn't need to baby me. Just come home. That's what I said. Luke paused. But he's ashamed. The job tanked in that brawl, we lost it all. He figures he let you down. Emily's hand covered her mouth. Oh, Ben. He's stubborn like me. Their eyes met, the parallel hanging heavy. She saw echoes of Ben and Luke's stories, but differences too. Ben, her gentle boy. Luke, hardened by the world, capable of darkness. Why really chase him? She pressed. Luke's jaw clenched. My fault those thugs came. My old troubles spilled over. Ben got caught in the crossfire. What troubles? The kind that buries folks. Emily poured coffee. Their fingers brushing a spark that jolted her core. Always in danger. Pretty much. Then why stop here? Why not keep driving? Luke held her gaze. Ben said if anything happened, make sure you knew he loved you. And I wanted to meet the woman who raised a guy like Ben Hartman. The words lingered, charging the air. Emily flushed, her heart racing. This was insane. He was her son's age, his friend. But that look. Should check your bandage, she murmured. Luke unbuttoned his shirt, revealing that scarred chest again. The wound was mending, but she lingered. Emily, he whispered, don't. But she didn't retreat. His hands cupped her face. I know it's wrong. Then why? Because I've been numb for years, and you wake me up. She could smell him, earth and storm, pure man. She shouldn't, but she tilted up, their lips meeting softly at first, then urgently. Loneliness poured out, years of isolation fueling the fire. Luke's fingers wove into her hair. She pressed close, feeling his pulse race. They parted, breathless. This is madness, she gasped. Madness, he echoed, forehead to hers. The storm intensified outside, trapping him another day. Emily decided then this fleeting chance at feeling alive. By evening, rain sheeted the windows. Luke couldn't leave. Tension simmered all day in glances, lingering touches, talks veering toward taboo. Emily slipped into a simple sundress, one that hugged her form, drawing Luke's heated stare. She was striking, not flashy, but forged by life's trials, her strength intoxicating. Found this, she said, uncorking bourbon from the pantry. Saved for something. They sat by the fire, sharing the bottle. Liquor loosened barriers. Tell me about your husband, Luke said. Emily's smile turned wistful. Tom was solid, reliable. Safe. She sipped. Nothing like you. Bad thing. Not sure. Luke eyed her in the glow. Ever wonder about a different path? A man who'd shake things up, show you more than this ranch. The kind who'd get me killed, or make you feel truly alive. Emily's breath caught. I was alive with Tom. Safe, Luke countered. There's a difference. They inched closer, bourbon boldening them. She traced his next pulse. You? Ever tied down? Once. She passed. Sorrow flickered. Before I turned into this. A runner, wrecking everything. Emily faced him squarely. Luke Harlan, I've been a ghost for 3 years. If you're wrecking me, maybe I need it. His restraint shattered. He drew her in, the kiss fierce, desperate need, regret, the certainty this was doomed. Emily yielded, hands roaming his back. He carried her to the bed untouched since Tom, and she didn't resist. What followed was passionate, tender than wild. Luke revered her like a man parched, finding water. Emily blossomed, rediscovering desire. They whispered secrets in the firelight, bodies entwined. After spending, Luke murmured, we're damned for this. Ben would hate us, she traced his chest. So why don't I regret it? Because living beats being proper sometimes. They loved again, slower, cherishing the stolen time. At dawn's gray light, Luke dressed. Emily watched from bed. Storms cleared. I know. Pain etched his face. Emily, I don't promise. Don't complicate it. He sat, caressing her cheek. I'll find Ben. Bring him if I can. And if not, he'll know his mom loves him. Luke rode out on his fixed truck as the sun crested the hills. Emily watched from the window, glass hand, his warmth lingering. 3 months later, a letter arrived not from Ben, but from a sheriff in Wyoming. Ben Hartman died in a rig explosion. Enclosed, a pouch of cash from his savings, and a note in familiar scrawl. Emily, he spoke of you to the end. Sorry, he didn't make it home. This was his enough to secure you. He loved you. So did I. She clutched it, sobbing for her son, the lost future, the drifter who'd rekindled her spark amid the ashes. No regrets, not the passion, not the ache. For 2 days, she'd burned bright. She sold part of the ranch, moved to a cozy home in Billings, escaping isolation. Some nights, she'd recall gray eyes, strong hands, bourbon's taste. She never remarried, but lived fully, because sometimes a whisper of life in the storm is enough. What do you think? Would you have let Luke stay, risking it all, or turned him away? Share your stance in the comments. Did Emily make the right choice, or was it a betrayal? Let's debate.